Alright guys, so this is an '04 Mazda MPV with the 3-liter, and I know it says Mazda all over it. This is a 3-liter Ford motor, believe it or not. Because this is a 3-liter Ford motor and I have a p0304, it is misfire cylinder 4, which thankfully, in my case, is about right there. We can just change one coil and one plug. All right, so you may be saying, why just one coil and one plug for a misfire, especially on something with 6 cylinders such as this van has? Well, as I said before, this is a Ford engine, and something that Ford got right, at least back in the day, is they had what's called coil on plug. One coil, one plug. This is a very efficient and reliable design. It just is. Now, there could be other things wrong with the engine. There could be, but I just don't think there are due to the symptoms that I'm feeling. I really think that this is the coil that's gone bad, so we're going to change coil and the plug. And we don't have to change all 6, for instance, like I did in the Ranger or the S10, because they had multiple coils that went to multiple plugs. So there would be one coil that went to 4 plugs, or 2 coils that went to 2 plugs, something like that. This is one on one, so it's a lot more efficient, a lot easier to diagnose, a lot easier to use. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and change one plug and one coil. Some people go ahead and change all 6. I just don't feel the need. It's a daily driven beater that's 20 years old. I just feel that one plug, one coil is going to fix our issues of the p0304. All right, so as I said before, that coil is about right at the bottom of the Mazda circle there. It's about right there. There are 3 8mm nuts and bolts, sort of a combination of each that I got to get out. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. And I may not have to take the cap off, but those are my 3 8mm bolts. Let's go ahead and get them out. All right, so as you can see, here's my 3 coils, and it looks like somebody has already done sort of what I'm doing right now and changed this one out, or maybe they changed these 2. I'm not exactly sure which one's been swapped, but these 2 look the same and this one looks different, so I'm assuming that this one's actually the one that's been changed before, as these 2 look sort of the same. I have loosened it already. This is an 8mm. I know I said that the top was 8mm. It's actually a 10mm. So we're going to go ahead and undo our nut, our bolt here. I have loosened it. It wasn't this loose to begin with. Go ahead and get this out. Again, this is cylinder number 4. So a lot longer of a bolt than I thought it was. There we go. And I'm going to see if I can unclip. No, I'm going to need both hands to unclip that. Let me unclip that, we'll pick it right back up. All right, so to unclip it, there's a little tab right there. You just sort of pinch down, and with your other hand, you hold the coil itself and give it a little pry. Let's go ahead and lift up on this and see how it looks. This is live, I haven't actually seen this. Seems okay, a little bit of corrosion down there, but seems okay. See if we can see inside our plug. Looks all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put a socket on that, and let's get that plug out of there. All right, so in all honesty, this one could not be easier to get to, as opposed to, you know, 1, 2, or 3, which are behind that intake manifold. Just I think that's an 8-inch extension and our socket. Put it on our plug. It is seated on there. And go ahead and put our wrench on here. See if I can. Nope, we're going to 2-hand this, time lapse it. All right, so let's take a look at our plugs here, side by side, new versus old. The old really, honestly, does not look that bad. We're going to go ahead and swap it out anyways, because you know, I'm almost certain that it was a coil related issue, but you never know with these things. So same scenario, just sort of bolt it back up in there. So before I start, I'm going to show you a little trick. All right, so I've got two sockets. They're the same size. This one is a spark plug. This one is a 5/8. All right, so what I like to do is get it started, especially with these overhead valve or overhead cam. Since this is a dual overhead cam, I just sort of seat it with my rubber piece. So it's going to sit like this, and then I'm going to get it started, and then I'm going to pull it out. Because what will happen a lot of times, if you go ahead and seat it all the way on there, and you get it all in there real tight, and you pull it out, sometimes that rubber piece right there will stay on the plug, and then you've got to fight that joker to get it out. So what I like to do is go ahead and sort of set it on there gently, tighten it down just the tiniest little bit, go ahead and pull my spark plug socket off, and then go ahead and put on a 5/8 socket, and then tighten it the rest of the way, because this is going to come right off because there's no rubber piece in there. So just a little trick. Alright, so let's take a look at our coils here. So I'm really thinking that the white is actually the original and the black is the replacement, because the black is the same color as the other one that I thought was replaced. So it looks like it's the white is all original from 2004. I mean, they look, you know, identical. Everything looks the exact same. You can see all the corrosion in the end of the white one there. Now what you can do, and I'll show you here in a second, is you can actually replace these pieces, but I don't recommend that because, you know, chances are the issues up in here, it's not the spring and rubber piece itself. But let's go ahead and put this on, and it really doesn't take that long. All right, I'm really hoping to have the coordination to do this one-handed. Here's my new one. You can see the other new one that I thought was new, that black one there, and there's the other original. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Slide it down and on. You're gonna feel it like get snug. Yep, there it goes. And this one almost clicked when it went in there. Let's go ahead and, sorry, I was watching the plug. I wasn't even watching this. But it's in there. Let's go ahead and clip this on. And that's clipped on as well. And then let's put our bolt back in there. I'm going to pay attention more to the bolt than I am the camera, because I don't want to lose that. Also don't want to cross thread it, which I feel like I'm doing. All right. There we go. All right, now I'm going to tighten that down with the socket, and we're going to put everything back together on a time lapse, and that's honestly it. Alright guys, so like I said before, you can actually replace this rubber piece here along with the spring inside. It's really not that hard, but I don't see the point of doing it that way, especially if you're already in there. Why not just replace the whole unit? But if you do want to just replace this rubber piece, which I said you can replace this rubber piece. We're just going to go ahead and sort of twist it off of here, and it's going to pull out like that. And you can sort of see the corrosion inside of it, and then you can really see the corrosion inside the spring there. And then once you do this, you just sort of pull it out easily, you know, one at a time, one little spring at a time. I'm gonna break it getting out of there. Bam. Okay. And then to put a new one on, I'm just going to flip it over, because they actually look the same on each side. This is only because I just did that, getting that out of there. And then if you want to put the new one on, you just take your good end, which, you know, it would be this end, but I just broke it, and you can see there's like a little sort of clip right there that you're going to connect it to. You smash it in there, like so, and then you put your boot back on. You'll get a new boot. Get you a new boot and smash it back on. Of course, your new one wouldn't be hanging out. It'd be, you know, sort of like that. But like I said, I don't see a point. I really don't see a point in doing it this way, because chances are you've got damage in here, or you've got damage in the actual unit itself, and this spring and this rubber piece aren't going to do anything. But you can, if you want to give it a try, you can replace just the rubber piece and the spring. But again, I don't see the purpose of it. I just don't think that that's worthwhile at all. I think you might as well just, since you're in there, just go ahead and replace the entire unit as a whole. I guess so. This was only about a 10 to 15 minute job, but I always remember you're only one broken bolt away from this being a 3-day job. I did crack my knuckle up pretty good. In any case, if you are going to drive something that's 20 years old and you're going to daily drive it, this is to be expected. I don't have a car payment, but I still got to fix things. So equal trade, I don't know, but we've got it done. We're going to go get it inspected now. This is the last day of the month, and inspection's due today. Good times. Hope it helps. Thank you much.